There, how are you doing, team? Nokia Power is here, and we welcome you all to yet another interesting video. As you can see, I have Nokia 5.1 Plus here, and the good news is that this Nokia 5.1 Plus runs Android Pie now. So, in India, the Nokia 5.1 Plus TA1102 variant received Android Pie update on the same date when HMD announced its release. So now I think it's a global release and it came without any beta testing. So obviously many of our users asked us to do a hands-on video of Nokia 5.1 Plus running Android Pie. So what we will do in this video is first we will take you through the major changes and features that Android Pie brings to Nokia 5.1 Plus. Then we will talk about how the performance is, how smooth it is. We will also talk about basic and advanced multitasking and performance bits. And then we will obviously talk about bugs, issue, and battery life. So now talking about the most visible changes, the 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 first change that you may notice or may not notice is this gesture navigation. So you would not notice the buttons here, the other buttons. There is only one button here, but this may not be enabled when you first update to Android Pie. When you first update to Android Pie, you may notice three buttons here. So how will you get the gesture navigation? Let me tell you first, and then I will show how it works actually. So you have to go to settings, system gestures, and you see this swipe up on home button. So you disable it, you will get the traditional three button interface here for navigation. You enable it, you get the gesture navigation. So gesture navigation, how it works is like this. On home screen you will see only that home button. Now if you swipe up, you enter the multitasking UI. Now multitasking UI has also changed, so we will come to that later. But swiping up brings the multitasking UI, further swiping brings the apps list. And once you have entered the app list, you will see this back button as well. So if you go back to home screen, you will see that back button disappears. You will go to any of the apps here, you will see that back button is available again. Now, talking about the multitasking, so you go to multitasking here, you will notice that multitasking card UI that we had has completely changed. On Oreo it was a deck of cards which we used to swipe up, and swiping left or right used to cancel that card. But here everything has changed. So you can notice that now this card UI is very similar to how you what you see on iOS and Windows Phone. So you have this card, and you swiping left or right just scrolls you through the cards. There is only one way to remove it, is to swipe it up. If you swipe it down, you will enter the app. So swiping down enters the app, swiping up takes you to multitasking UI. So it's all gesture. Okay. Now, if you have the question of how you can enter the split screen here, so on top of if you go to this multitasking UI, then you will see on then you have to tap on top of any of the card. So I tap it here, and you see this split screen option. Just enable that, and then you can choose other two apps. So now you will enter the split screen UI. So once you have entered the split screen UI, it works like it used to work on Oreo as well. Okay. So this is how it works and looks like. Lots of changes because it's like a totally big change. If you ask me, the total habit of how you navigate, how you interact with your device had changed with this gesture UI. Many may like it, many may not. I especially don't like the multitasking card UI, which is kind of equivalent to what you see on other platforms. But I personally like the deck of cards much more. Now coming to other visible changes, you will notice that now this search bar is embedded here to the bottom, just over that home button. So this is something that you would not be able to remove. So basically, how whatever like you try, you would not be able to remove it. So this is a fixture. This is also very much visible change. Now if you enter that notification center here, you will notice lots of changes. All the icons have been redesigned, lots of paint job here. Not only this, the brightness, I mean, the uh, brightness bar has also changed. So you will get a new feature called adaptive brightness, but you can still play with it and you can still manually, change the brightness. But it has a new look to itself. Now coming to uh, how you can actually play with. So now with Android Pie, you get a option of dark theme and system-wide white theme. So the same option that you may have seen on Oreo 8.1, which was that according to the wallpaper, the theme used to change. The same option is here. Let's quickly go to wallpapers. Let's quickly choose one dark wallpaper, and then you will know what I'm talking about. So once you have set the wallpaper, things change. So let's go to the action center. So now you can see it has a dark theme. So by changing the wallpaper, also the theme changes. And this is now option which is provided in display. So it's not only through the wallpaper. If you go to the display, you will see that this is a option now, device theme. So you can, set it as based on the wallpaper like it is now, or you can set as light, or you can set as dark. So depending upon how you want to set it, you can set. Okay. Now, if you go to the power menu, we'll quickly see more changes. So power menu has one new option for taking a screenshot. So you see here, and you can just click on this screenshot option to take a screenshot. Now once I've taken the screenshot, there are much more that you can do. So now it allows to edit the screenshot. You go to the screenshot, you can apply filters, you can do changes by yourself manually, you can do further changes, and once done you can actually go back and share it. So I will discard, but you can actually share, edit, and do things with screenshots. So these are new. Now another visible change, if you go to the volume, now you don't see, when you kind of like use your volume buttons, you would not see three options, you just one option. And if you want to see more option, you will have to go to the settings. Now you see you can change the options here. This is also a big change if you ask me. Another change that I would like to highlight here is that while typing, there is a welcome change. Now you can actually zoom in to see what you are typing here. So you may, okay, let me zoom in so that you can see what I'm trying to say. So typing has become, I think, easier. So you can actually know where is your where are you are while typing a word or something in somewhere. So here it's zoomed in view. So it was present on iOS and now it is here on Android. So it's also a very useful thing. So that's why I wanted to show it to you. Okay. Now let's zoom out. So there are even more changes. Now going to settings, you will see that there is an option available which is called digital well-being. So digital well-being is a very important option, a very useful thing. I will say a very innovative take on how you want to kind of like use your time with your smartphone. So it tells you everything. So this is dashboard which tells you how much screen time you have used here. So 7 minutes today, and with which kind of like app you have used or like devoted more time. So you can know everything here from this dashboard. And then you have do not disturb, which is much enhanced now. So you can control the behavior, exceptions, schedule, etc. Okay. So here, okay, you have one more option, show icon in the app list. Anyways, you can use that. So wind down is one option which allows you to do many things. So it allows you to steal time from your smartphone usage. So you get more time for your life rather than doing more things with your smartphone. So this is I think a welcome move, because people now have this tendency to get stuck to their smartphone and don't have much time for their life. So it's a welcome move by Google to give some time back to you. So here what you can do, that if you use wind down, then uh, you can actually set start and end, and you can set whatever settings you want. So you can set a night light schedule, for which like you can set what time your night light gets on, so that it becomes easy on your eyes. Okay. And apart from that, you can set do not disturb feature as well. So as I said, do not disturb is much more enhanced now. You can also set what settings or like what you want here in the apps. And as I said, digital well-being is, you will see that it is connected to every app in the system, and it gets information from every app. Whatever you have used, it will tell that you have devoted 3 minutes to settings today, 3 minutes with the Chrome, etc. So this is a very very useful feature. As I said, it allows you to reduce interruptions to your life. If you don't want to get disturbed, you would not get disturbed. You can understand how much time you're devoting to what app. You can actually cut down your time on that. You can use wind down. Various options are there, like night light, do not disturb, grayscale. You can set a timing as well. So this is very very important. I just wanted to highlight it. And as I said, Nokia 5.1 plus one plus is Android one device, so it has got full set of all the important features, so which is very very important, because Nokia 8 did not get it. So because it is not an Android on device, and there was like lots of hue and cry over that. Now coming to one more important feature that I would like to show is adaptive battery. Here you will see two things are very important. If you come here, you can see this message apps are running normally. So it says if some app is consuming lots of battery, it will show, kind of give it a message here. Then adaptive battery is a new feature which allows you to it actually works automatically, and it limits the battery for apps that you don't use often. It controls if some app is consuming lots of battery, to give you a message, etc. And there is a restricted app list. So here you can actually restrict whichever app you don't want to work in the background. So the same way it allows you to save. So I have kind of restricted most of the apps which I don't want to work in the background. So adaptive battery is one of the cool feature. Now coming to display, we'll see more. So this is one feature which HMD has brought, which is full bezel. So what happens that you can actually hide the notch or unhide the notch. There is one more thing that I would like. So ambient display, you will see a new feature which is always on during charging, which is a new feature which has arrived. If you go to the camera, so let me go to the camera, and the good news is that now you have the pro mode here, and the pro mode here is same which you saw on like other devices with Zeiss optics. So now HMD has brought the Pro mode to Nokia 5.1 Plus and 6.1 Plus. So the Pro mode is a good feature, because if you are one of those smartphone users who had like kind of used Lumia and who wants more control on how he or she wants to capture an image, it's the best UI that you can actually play with. So five options are exposure, ISO, then different modes, white balance, etc., etc. So all you can use, even shutter speed is there, as you can see in the five options. Okay, so all these features and changes make Android Pie a very valuable update. It's a big update actually. If we talk about, so lots of changes in how you handle the device, how you play with the OS itself. Then in UI changes, settings changes, adaptive battery is there. Then there is adaptive brightness, which is also quite good actually. So, but sometimes it works very well, sometimes it is not. So these things have like arrived with Android Pie actually. Now coming to how the performance or how the experience has been on Nokia 5 Plus Android Pie, it has been quite smooth. As you can see, I have done full set of navigation here in front of you, and it is always very very smooth. Performance wise, it rocks. I don't see any performance issues anywhere. Even now, I think that I have how many 12 tabs open in the browser, and you can note that it even I can go to any page and it opens very quickly. So Even like after 12 tabs, it's opening so fast. The browser is working so well, and I have many apps open in the background. So let's go to quickly to any of the app which are open, and it opens very quickly actually. So the resume is so good. Let's go to camera. Camera is updated, so we'll check shot to shot time. It's quite good actually. Even with, I think it was on. Now with auto, let's see how quickly it works. So things are like, as I said, quite good with Android Pie in terms of speed, smoothness, performance, etc. Coming to bugs and issues, I have not seen too many bugs actually on Android Pie so far. If you have found anything, you can actually tell us in the comments. Coming to the battery life so far has been good actually. If you ask us, so I have not used this like Nokia 5.1 plus Android Pie too much. So, I mean, in that way, I would not be able to give you how much you can expect. Like, I don't know whether I mean, there is a battery life improvement over Oreo, but I did not see a battery life deterioration. So, it's the battery life discharge or battery discharge is similar to what I have seen in Oreo. So, frankly speaking, unless we run this device for a few days with Android Pie, it's difficult to talk about the battery life, but so far the build looks to be quite stable. It's smooth, performance wise it's good, so it will give you kind of a good company you can use as I mean on your I mean, I know that many people wanted to know whether they should go for this stable pie from Oreo. So I would recommend it because the experience is the experience is much better in terms of usability. There are lots of UI changes, etc. Then there are features like adaptive battery, etc. So that makes it a valuable upgrade. So I would heartily recommend to go for Android Pie from Android Oreo or Nokia 5.1 Plus. So with that, we come to end of this video. Hope you would like this video because we try to cover many things. Uh, Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned to Nokia Parzer YouTube channel and nokiaparzer.com. Thanks for watching.